Hey everyone, welcome back. We're here today on one of my favorite shows of the week. When I'm able to do one, I always get a little bit more excited, and that is one of our Training Thursday episodes. So today is episode 2057. If you go to stephencabral.com/2057, any links that I talk about there will be linked up in the show notes. But today I want to share with you, this is a play off of Monday's show. Hopefully you tuned into episode 2054, which talks about the remaining 12 weeks in the year. Believe it or not, there's only 12 weeks left to accomplish any goal that we've set for ourselves. So one of the goals that I've set for myself, I have goals in career, I have goals for relationships in my family, I've got goals for health, I've got goals for body transformation, and I have goals, of course, for overall spirituality and my purpose here on this earth. So here's the thing. One of the goals that I set for myself was something I haven't done now in over a decade. I shared with you on that Monday episode how my wife was basically laughing at me because she has seen me over the last week weighing myself each night. So that's when I do a little weigh, and I keep the scale right beside my bed. It's just one of the scales that I recommend before. Great little scale to be able to use. And am I, that obsessed with it? No. But one of the things that I shared on the Monday show is that you need to be in it to win it, right? You need to be focused on whatever it is your goal is. You need to remind yourself every single day, this is my goal, this is my goal. So when I wake up out of bed, I see the scale there, and I'm going to get to why that scale's there in a moment. And then when I go to bed, the scale's there as well. My mind is just on it. It's anchored before and at the end of the day. Now, of course, this is not appropriate to use with anyone with disordered eating or is looking at the scale as something negative. So I totally understand that. And I have personally worked with hundreds, if not thousands of women that, and men, I shouldn't say women, many men too, with previous anabolic steroid use as well, that I don't believe that weigh-ins are that good for that individual. But that's why we always talk about bioindividuality. And today I'm here to share with you one of my goals. So why was my wife laughing at me when I was weighing myself is that I've set a goal for myself, something I haven't done for at least 10 years, and that is to put on a little bit more muscle. Now, there's no reason, I want you to understand this, there's no reason that anybody needs to put on more muscle, unless you're a professional athlete or you're doing this for a very specific reason, or you're underweight, and then that makes a reason. But for me, it's a goal. It is now the fall. My girls went back to school. I am looking to get back into a great workout program, but I want a reason for this brand new workout program. I want a reason to write myself a new program. I write my programs. I've been writing my own programs now for over 20 years. Many of you who know my journey know that I started out at 18 years old as a certified personal trainer, then a strength and conditioning specialist, and so on and so forth, before moving into integrative health and functional medicine and naturopathy. But anyway, it's something I love to do. I've always worked out. I've always exercised. And it goes back to when I was very sick on the inside and my body was falling apart and no doctor could figure out what was wrong with me. What I was always able to lean on, sometimes too much, was working out at the gym. Because it gave me a sense of I'm not able to change my insides, but I can change the outside. And that mattered a lot to me. And I also had a great workout partner in college. And he doesn't even know it, but really his friendship and being able to go to the gym with him essentially Monday through Friday, and we even went sometimes on the weekend, it meant a lot. It really meant a lot during those times where I never shared my health issues with anyone in college. No one really knew at all. But being able to go to the gym, again, it meant a lot. So anyway, I've always loved the gym. I've always loved exercising. Now I exercise by myself. I exercise alone. I put in my headphones and I'm listening to a podcast or something that I enjoy. But I typically, I work out. I enjoy working out. I exercise, but I haven't had a specific goal. So that means I've always write my own programs, but I haven't done anything like that out of the ordinary, right? I'm just maintaining my weight. So I've said this before, and I'm pretty much an open book. I'm 5'8", and I weigh typically between 164, 167. I stay pretty lean. I don't want to give out always my body fat percentage because it can fluctuate as well. But also people, then they say, well, should I be that body fat percentage? Should be something higher. I don't want you to ever try to achieve what I am looking to do in my life. Your goals might be much better than mine. Your goals might be different than you have a different body type than me, most likely, right? So it might be easier for you to be leaner. It might be harder for you to be leaner. So don't worry about that. Okay. But what I'm looking to do is I am looking to get back to about 172 to 174 pounds. So for me, I'm going to need to gain somewhere about 7 to 8 pounds. I'm going to do this in a very healthy way. I'm going to share with you in 5 steps how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it in a very healthy way. Now, keep in mind, when I was in my early 20s, around 22, 23 years old, I set a goal to do natural bodybuilding. I'm not naturally and genetically a very big individual. I have pretty good muscle tone. Again, genetically, I have pretty good muscle tone, so I'm not taking any special credit for that. I do exercise, but I'm on the leaner side. I'm more of that Vata-based body type. I'm more of that hard gainer. So I set a goal, though, back in the day. I'm going to put on as much muscle as I can. I said, I'm going to set a goal for 200 pounds. That seems outrageous, and it's going to take so much effort in order to achieve it. And it's funny because I was talking with a colleague of mine that I just met at a recent trip out in California, and he's about my height. He's probably a little bit naturally like wider, thicker than I am. And I told him, I was like, I got to just 196 and a half pounds and my body was like, no more, you can't do it anymore. Even at 22, 23, I knew what I was doing was not healthy, but I set a goal for myself and I wanted to put on a lot of muscle. I want to get big arms, big, a big chest, all those different types of things. Like some, not all, 22-year-olds want to do. But it's funny because the guy I was just chatting with, he was turning 40 and he got up to about 195 pounds, again, about my height. And he was like, no, that's it. And so he's leaning out. He's going to get down to, I think, the low 180s, which for him, again, is fantastic. I will never be there again. And the reason I won't, I'll talk about when I get to my eating patterns and recovery prep patterns. All right. So I'm going to tell you why I'll never get back. Although I could be in great shape in the 180s, I'll never get back there. And there's very specific reasons why. However, I've set a goal for myself, and that's step 1. So really, really important. I'm going to give you the 5 tricks that I use to put on muscle while maintaining my health. Really important. I could get back to 200 pounds. Remember, you can manipulate your body in any way. That's what I want to share with you. That's the point of today's podcast. The point of today's podcast, you might not want to put on any muscle, or you might actually want to lose weight. So you're saying, why would I listen to the show? The point of the show is that you can manipulate your body through science however you want, but I want you to do it always in a healthy way. When I weighed about the same weight, 165 pounds, and I wanted to get to 200 pounds, 35 more pounds, how was I going to do that, right? I was going to have to do it differently than I was already doing. I was already lifting the gym. What would I have to do differently? And so I had to do things differently. And so that's why with each one of these 5 tricks, I'm going to give you what I'm doing new that I'm not already doing right now. Because if I was doing it right now, I'd already be at that particular weight. So the first is there. First is this, okay? First is I have to set weekly goals. If your goal is to lose weight or gain weight, you have to have a weekly goal. It can't be a monthly goal because then you let 4 weeks go by. So for me, I need to gain about a half a pound a week, okay? A half a pound to 1 pound a week. I can't gain 1 pound every single week because I also have a goal that I don't want to gain more than 1 to 1.5% more body fat. All right. So let's just say I'm 9% body fat. I don't want to get to 10.5, no more than 10.5. If I'm 10%, I don't want to get to past 11.5. Okay. So I want to gain, yes, you're going to gain a little bit of body fat when trying to put on muscle. And honestly, you should. A lot of people say, oh no, I'm going to stay as lean as possible and put on muscle. You can definitely do that. It's just more challenging because to put on more muscle, you do want to be in a surplus. I could gain more muscle more effectively if I was willing to do a 1-to-1 ratio of muscle to body fat, right? And then you lean out afterwards. But that's not my goal. My goal is I still want to stay lean. I want to stay healthy. I don't want to put on a lot of body fat. So the new thing I'm doing here, though, is a surplus, and I'm going to be talking about that. So my new goals, I need to focus on a surplus in almost every area of the next 4, and I need to be doing that consistently. Consistency, and that's why weekly goals, and that's why that scales beside my bed is what's important. Am I going to gain a half a pound every single day? No. Most likely on a daily basis, my weight's not going to change. So why do I have the scale there? Because I want to look at simply the average over the week. The average over the week might be up a pound, down a pound, up a pound, down a pound. But at the end of the week, I want to see my average. Well, overall average is about a half a pound more per week. That's what I'm looking for. So remember, it's cumulative. After a month, I'll be up 2 pounds, maybe 3 pounds. So that's really what I'm looking for. And I get to assess on a daily and weekly basis. Now I get to assess my health on a daily and weekly basis as well. If I'm overtraining and feeling tired and groggy the next day, I know I'm overtraining. If I'm feeling a little bit more inflamed and have brain fog, I need to dial it back. So remember, I'm never willing to sacrifice my health ever again for body transformation, and neither should you, whether you're gaining weight or losing weight. All right. So the second one is this: eating. I need to eat differently. I currently have 3 meals per day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you want to hear about my simple nutrition plan that I follow every single day and have for many years now, that allows me to have tons of energy and be healthier every single year than I was the year before, and I've always been feeling good for many, many years, you can go back to a day in the life of my Mediterranean diet. We'll try to link that up for you today at episode 2056. It is beautiful in its simplicity. If you're looking for something complicated, this is not that area, because your food and your nutrition should not be complicated. So the difference is, though, how are you going to gain a half a pound a week? Well, here's the thing. I'm going to add 1 more meal per day. Many of you heard I was adding a mid-afternoon smoothie during my testing for a continuous glucose monitor and my glucose. Okay, here's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to be adding in 1 more shake a day. I do my smoothie for breakfast with some oatmeal. I have my lunch. I have my dinner. Easy, done. 14-hour intermittent fast a day. Not changing that. What am I doing? Okay, I'm doing every day, so not some days, every day smoothie mid-afternoon. Now, the mid-afternoon is going to coincide with my workout. My workout is usually around 4:30 p.m. So the shake is actually just going to be about an hour or so to an hour and a half before dinner, because after I finish my workout, I have dinner with my family. So I will have a little bit more of a glucose spike, but the glucose spike is actually going to help with muscle building, because if you're increasing insulin, believe it or not, you're actually going to help with protein synthesis, and you're going to help with uptake to the muscles. I'm also doing it during the workout, so an intra-workout shake or a peri-workout shake, whatever you like to call it, a peri-meal or intra-meal during your workout. And the reason I'm doing that, obviously, it's easy to digest as a smoothie, but I can very easily control that. It's going to be a 400 to 500 calorie shake. That's it. I'm going to get that through fruit and my extra protein per day, which I'll talk about during my recovery phase. So this is super easy to do, honestly, and it's not going to give me a really 4th spike in glucose per day, because I'm taking it when I'm actually utilizing glucose during my workout, and I'm having dinner just that hour later. So it'd be more of an extended curve. So I'm very happy with that. You have to make some compromises somewhere, and I'm good with that. And honestly, I've loved having that extra smoothie during mid-afternoon. For a lot of people, they just do the daily nutritional support without any carbs. They just do that by itself. Even when looking to lose weight, I'm doing mine with carbs. I'm adding 2 cups of fruit to that. So I'm getting extra protein. I'll talk about that during my recovery. And that is my 1 extra for eating. Everything else is exactly the same. So I can easily control my calories and my macros just by adding 1 smoothie. Super simple. Now, if I'm not gaining the weight that I want, what do? Add a little bit more, right? Now, what if I'm gaining too much? I add a little bit less to that smoothie, right? Easy. I can move it from 2 cups of fruit down to 1.5 to 1, whatever I decide. Okay. Now, the third trick or tip is this. Again, I don't want to call it a trick. Is more like, yeah, it's what I do to get that size back on. And I guess the trick is that a lot of people know it, but they're not willing to follow it, right? And it's all about consistency. So consistency with eating every single day is that shake. The only day I'll tell you that there wouldn't be is, let's say on Saturday night that I'm going out to dinner and I'm going to have dessert, or that's going to be my flex meal. I don't need the shake then, because I'm going to have an extra 500 calories, trust me, at that meal. All right. The next one, number 3, is training. So I already train 4 days a week. I already train Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and a weekend day. So that's normal for me. I'm actually doing 2 days on, 1 day off. So this is going to be a little bit different for me. So I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday on, and then Saturday is most likely going to be my pool swim, which I've been enjoying as well. And I'm in warmer weather, so I'm going to be able to do that. But what's going to be new is not just the 2 on, 1 day off, which I've really found to be great for my body, is that I'm actually changing my workout programs. Previously, I was doing full body workouts. Full body workouts for the average individual with great goals of staying in great shape, I highly recommend. Full body workouts are absolutely where it's at. No doubt about it. Most people should be doing a full body workout, a push and a pull for upper and lower body, some type of core-based movement. You're good to go. It's a great way to do workouts. Honestly, that's what it is. Now, if you're doing 4 to 5 days a week, though, you can actually start to get into splits. And I've talked about that on previous Training Thursdays. So I will be doing a little bit of a split with upper and lower body. All right. So it's going to allow me to do more exercises, which means more volume for a particular muscle group. So for example, previously I could only do one exercise for chest, one for back, one for quads, one for hamstrings, not just quads, of course, but push-based movements, and then pull for the lower body would be like hamstrings, glutes. So what I'm going to be able to do is 2 great compound movements for, let's say, chest, 2 great compound movements for back, and then I can finish the workout with whatever decide in there, some dips or chin-ups, whatever I'd like. So that's going to be different. And then the other thing is that there's going to be literally no small movements. So for those people new to working out, this might sound a little bit different, but everything is going to be a compound movement. So everything is either let's say a barbell squat, a barbell Romanian deadlift. That's another thing I'm adding in is barbell, so I can carry a heavier load. So there's more weight on each particular muscle. So before, I might do dumbbell front squats. Okay. So if you're doing dumbbell front squats, maybe you're doing a goblet squat, maybe you're using dumbbells, maybe you're holding like 40s, 50s, right? Okay, great. So that's, it's 100 pounds maybe you might be holding. Again, these numbers might be outrageous. The number doesn't matter. If you switch to barbell, you're going to be able to double the weight, because the load is just that much easier to carry on you without the stabilization of the smaller joints, like a dumbbell front squat, where you need to start to stabilize with elbows and shoulder joints. So if I put a barbell on my back, I'm able to go from 100 pounds to 200 pounds, right? So I'm able to do that. It's not going to be the same exact for every individual, but the barbells are absolutely going to make a huge difference. I'm going to be able to, again, go from like 50s or 60s for Romanian deadlifts with dumbbells, which I was perfectly happy with doing before, to now doubling that for my Romanian deadlifts, which is going to get what? It's going to overload those larger muscles to a far greater degree, which is going to cause them to do what? Grow. Right? That's the goal. Specific adaptation to imposed demand. I've been talking about that for many years, but I'm going to force my muscles to grow. Now, a lot of people might say, how could you possibly put on that much muscle in that little period of time? Well, the thing is, my body's already been there before. It's been 10 years, definitely. It's been more than 10 years, probably, if we're being honest. But I also haven't been doing these big compound movements as well. So that's going to be a game changer there too. Combine that with my intra workout, my peri-workout smoothie. It's going to be a big thing. I'm going to be taking down my cardio just a bit to about 20 minutes twice a week for my aerobic cardio, but I'll still be getting in my 10,000 steps every single day. All right, my 4th trick is sleep. Now, I'm already getting 10 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. every single day, Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends, I'm basically sleeping from 10 to about 6:30, right? Sometimes even 7, but that's unlikely and very, very rare. But I let myself sleep in on the weekend, but typically it's 6:30. I still get up at 6:30. I don't want you to think that I get up at 7. That's very, very rare. A couple of reasons. One, as I still like to be up before the rest of my family. So let's say they're getting up at 7:30 on the weekend. I still like an hour to myself. So again, I like to get up at 6:30 at the latest. And then also my dog, my French bulldog, who's now almost 11 years old, not quite. He lets me know it's time to go out. So I'm getting up no matter what, that at the very latest. So here's the thing though, is that you need sleep to be in more of an anabolic environment. So my 10 p.m. at night to 7:30 is not really going to cut it. That's 7.5 hours of sleep. I really need that 8. So how am I going to get that much more sleep if I'm training that much more in my workouts and that much heavier? So the goal is to get to bed at 9:30 p.m. so I can still wake up at 5:30. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to allow myself to sleep for 8 hours. So I really like my 5:30 a.m. wake up time. So if I have to push it to 6, I'm not going to be as happy because again, I'm making sure that I have my time before 7 a.m. when it's a school day and the family's up by 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep that till 5:30 and just get to bed by 9:30. Now, if I don't get to bed by 9:30, if it's still 10, I'll let myself sleep till 6. So that's my goal, and I'll still get my more on the weekends, which will be more like 8 to 8.5 hours. All right. So the last one is this. It is recovery. All right. Every single day right now, I do my daily foundational protocol level 2 or level 3. Level 3 is typical because I use the enzymes. Okay. So I do that every single day. I think that's, I don't know. I would go to, let's see if people ask me what it is, stevencabral.com/DFP. Let's see if that's what it is. It should be. Yes, it is. Okay. So that's what I do every single day. And then if we go to stevencabral.com/immunity, that's the immunity protocol I do every day, especially during the fall and winter. And that's my balanced zinc, my alkalizing vitamin C, and my vitamin D. Okay, that's it. So stevencabral.com/immunity, stevencabral.com/DFP. Why do I say that? Because I can't link those on the show notes page. Anything to do with, honestly, health or dis-ease right now, the FDA is really cracking down on, so I can't put any supplement links there, all right? So that's what I do, and then I use a couple anti-aging products that I'll talk about in the future. So that's what I do every day. So what am I doing different? What's new for recovery that's going to get me past the current state that I typically maintain? Well, what I'm going to do is add an extra 20 to 25 grams of protein a day. Keep in mind, I only do about 80 grams of protein on a daily basis, about 20 at breakfast, 30 at lunch, and 30 at dinner. And that's not a lot of protein. It's really not, but honestly, it's better to keep your protein at less than 20% of your total calories for the day in terms of longevity and overall health. So what does that mean? Well, I'm still increasing calories. I'm still keeping my protein to about 20% now, but my protein is going to go to 100 grams a day. If I really wanted to get up to 172 to 174 faster, and it like would much more ease, I would take in about 140 to 150 grams of protein a day. However, as I said, I'm not willing to compromise any parts of my health or my digestion or anything. So you'll definitely put on more muscle faster if you add more protein, but I'm just not going to. One thing I will also not be using is creatine or extra glutamine unless I use it. Do I think there's anything wrong with using creatine or glutamine? No, 100% not at all. I mean, I get glutamine every day inside of my nutritional supplement shake, but I'm talking like 5 to 10 grams a day of glutamine and another 5 grams a day of creatine. They both work. They're both safe for most people, and they're fantastic, but I'm not going to use them personally unless I need to. And then I'm going to keep them in my back pocket that last month in order to make my goal if I need to. All right. The other new thing I'm going to do for recovery, since I'm already doing sauna, I love sauna, it's something that I do, is I should be better at this, and I'm going to make a little confession. I don't do enough stretching during the day. I don't do enough foam rolling. So 10 minutes at night when my kids go to bed, my wife and I might be watching a little TV, whatever it is. I'm going to do 10 minutes stretching, foam rolling. How am I going to remember to do this? I'm going to put, much to my wife's dismay, I'm going to put a little half foam roller and then a stretching mat, a padded mat behind the couch. And so we'll see if I get away with it. And then that will kind of trigger me. Coach means stretching, get on the floor, stretch, then you can hop back on the couch. So that's what I'm going to do. And then one longer foam rolling session per week, ideally after a leg day, to really get to really increase the recovery. And I would love to make this happen. Don't know if I'm going to, but I would love to make this happen because of time. Time's the only thing that wouldn't allow it, is 1 to 2 massages per month. All right, 1 to 2 massages per month in order to help with recovery. I don't know that I'm gonna make this happen, but I'm definitely gonna do my foam rolling, but I would love to get in those 1 or 2 massages per month. A lot of people ask me about cold baths. I personally don't do cold baths. It's not right for my body. It doesn't mean it's not right for yours. I've talked about the efficacy before. I do saunas instead. I have very high levels of excitatory neurotransmitters in my body, which I'm appreciative of. I have to keep them in check. But I don't need to spike those anymore with a cold bath. So that's why I don't do it. Could be great for you for recovery. I prefer stretching, foam rolling, massage, sauna, lots of good nutrition, good nutritional supplements. So that's what I'm doing. I know it was just kind of an overall synopsis, but I love taking fitness-based questions. If you have questions, you can always write in, of course. You can leave a comment on Instagram. You can leave a comment on YouTube. And you can also write in at Ask Cabral. That's just stephencabral.com/Ask Cabral. Hopefully this show was helpful. Of course, if it was, please do feel free to share it with anyone else you believe it could serve. And I will talk with you soon. Take care, everyone.